I'm Ms. D and welcome back to our lesson. Today we'll focus on setting purpose from engagement texts to decodables.
Materials.
The only material you'll need for this lesson is your thinking cap. Are you ready? We have two learning targets. The first learning target says, using evidence from the text, I can answer questions about the story A Book of Animals. Our second learning target says, I can read the text A Book of Animals.
Read aloud.
I have an engagement text to read to you. It's called A Book of Animals. Follow along as I read. Afterwards, I'll ask you some questions. Jeffy opened the creaking door to find Anik and Watota sitting at a table, their faces resting in their hands. They looked sad. Anik said, Our adventures are over. Our work is now done. Now what will we do to explore and have fun? The two children were sad because they had been to every kingdom. They had met every ruler and learned all about the animals that lived in each place. Now what would they do? Jeffy patted their heads and said, Your work is far from over, little boy and little girl. He reminded them that they had learned about all the animals and what makes them special. They had also learned the letters that make up their names. Now they knew how to communicate with others by writing letters and words. They could put many words together and write whole sentences, even write a whole book. Then Jeffy said, Little boy, little girl, you're not finished yet. Tell me which animals is the biggest you've met. Anik was sure about this one. He said, Oh, the elephant is the biggest. He's as big as a tree. He's bigger than any creature I've ever seen. Jeffy told Anik and Watato that they should think back and remember all of the animals they have met. Remember which was the smartest, the most colorful, the most dangerous, which could fly the highest. The children thought very hard about each of these questions. They put words together to make sentences, and they put the sentences into a book. The book told of all the animals they had seen. Now, you will read the words and sentences in their book.
Question and answer.
How did Anik and Watota feel at the beginning of the story? Yes, sad. The story says Anik and Watota had met every ruler and learned all about the animals that lived in each place. A ruler can mean a stick that measures things, and it can mean a person who rules over or is in charge of a place. Which one are they talking about? How do you know? They are talking about a ruler of a place because they met the ruler of each kingdom and learned about the animals that live in the kingdom. After Anik and Watota wrote a book of animals, do you think they were sad anymore? No, they were only sad at the beginning of the story because they thought they had nothing left to do. Jeffy gave them the idea to make a book, so then they had something to do.
Word work.
We have been learning and reading a new poem every week. Now we're going to start reading books. As I read, I want you to look and listen for high frequency words and letter sounds that you know. Let's look at the high frequency words that we will see in our story today. This word is I. I will be on every page in our book. This word is see. You will notice this word in our story. I will use it in a sentence. I see a rainbow. This word is the. As you know, many high-frequency words do not play fair, and this is an example of that. We can't blend the sounds together. We have to learn this word by sight. and recognize it.
Read aloud.
This book is based off of our engagement text that we read earlier, A Book of Animals. And it's filled with words that we can read. Some of the words you will see for the first time, but don't worry. As we read, search for our high frequency words, I, see, and the. Touch your nose every time you see one. I see the bear. Do you see any of our high frequency words here? Yes, I see the are all on this page. I see the alligator. Do you see any of our high frequency words here? Great listening. I see the dog. Great listening. I see the elephant. Do you see any of our high frequency words here? You got it. I see the jellyfish. Do you see any of our high frequency words here? I see the goose and the parrot. Do you see any of our high frequency words here? Absolutely.
Closing reflection.
What tools did you use to read A Book of Animals? Yes, you looked for our high frequency words. Keep going. Continue to search for our new high frequency words, I, see, and the, as you read this week. See you next time.